Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time to come forward and be about work for others in our community and not just for ourselves. We thank you for the ability to serve and to do and to help and provide for those that have put us in these positions. We ask that your hand guide us in spirit, mind, and action in all we do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen.
Here.
Lady Jones here, Mrs. Copeland.
Here.
Mr. Brown here, and Commissioner Perry. Turns present.
First.
Do we have any?
Don't
We have anybody? All right.
Oh, that's first for, I don't see any public here.
I don't either. Do we have, has anybody had a chance to look over the minutes?
I have, and I'd say the only thing that I've got is on the W-2, the ABC. I didn't vote yes on it. It was a 3-1 vote.
Did you recuse yourself or?
No, nobody asked in opposed, so.
She voted now.
It's,
Still looking good.
I vote that we, accept the minutes for February 12th, 2025.
No offense, I'm still going through it.
Again, not
Yeah,
really.
can we start getting these sooner than the day of? I mean,
And would you like them
well, we asked a year ago twice, I think, to get them at least a week before.
a week before?
We'd asked for them to be created soon after, where it's fresh.
I've asked her to type them the day after. A week before would give everybody a chance to go over them and read them exactly.
And we wouldn't have to bring it up in a meeting, we could just send you something saying, hey, change that, and. Sorry, Joe.
No worries.
Under the fire department. Do you mind to strike a volunteer firefighter and put, Captain Paul, Paul?
Hey, Chief Paul,
Oh, he's battalion chief now. I didn't know he got promoted.
Speak, Paul.
months ago.
Battalion chief, tall, especially if he's a battalion chief, just because he's earned that title, if you don't mind.
It's spelled Paul, Bob.
EAUL.
Thank you, Ken.
So I vote that we accept the minutes from February 12th, 2025 with the two changes, one highlighted as changing volunteer firefighter to battalion chief Paul, and the other one on the ABC work for W-2 versus 1099 to take Megan off of that vote. It was a 3-1.
Second. Oh, second. All those in favor?
I'll repeat myself on the
Police department?
Got them all.
Got love, they don't do that shit. It's called printing on the code. Well, how we do? I've got it.
I got 70,000.
Oh, yeah,
It's a difference in that.
I got Billy.
Okay.
This is, get started with this one.
Basically, I've contacted Lockport Police Department and chief over there said the sheriff's office is doing theirs, but, he wasn't aware that the SPV statute had changed a lot of that stuff. So he was gonna check on that.
So just to back up, I don't mean to stop you, just to let you all know, I come down here to register my golf cart and I could not do it.
Oh,
The way that we have it written in our ordinance, and I got with John was there, I called him, hey, can you inspect my golf cart? He says, I do not do it. Sheriff does it. Sheriff comes down here, you pay a fee, whatever. Long story short, they no longer do a paper copy. So all the past golf carts that we've ever had done was paper trailed. The main problem that we faced was the title. Golf carts don't have titles. You could do a point of sale or bill of sale, if you had one, but, you know, it's kind of hit and miss.
That means you give somebody cash and then give you the golf cart.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those deals. It's not something you're gonna have
So
pay for purchase.
there's only, what, 4 people in Scott County that do inspections or something like that, they're like,
Multiple guys at the sheriff's office do that, but
and he did not feel safe doing it, and he, put out a call to,
Cindy Langer, Transportation Cabinet.
he has not responded.
Not responding to me.
So what has happened is where this new SPV ordinance has went into place, they now do it online. And one of the first things, title and all that has to be proven. And John will get into the rest of it, but he would not proceed with the inspection. So,
One meeting with the sheriff.
yeah. So we kind of stood back and looked at the ordinance and the way that even if it did have a title that I don't even know if it meets the requirements, you know, because it's city only. It's not like this is going on county roads.
And the road.
This is city only ordinance that it even applies to. So kind of got into talks and this is kind of where we're at right now. John has done a wonderful job of, you know,
Just kind of thought that we could just, it fits under the, low speed vehicle statute 189, 286. It still says that the person from the sheriff's office should do the inspection, but the dynamics have kind of changed with the requirement for a title and licensing and all that stuff. I don't know if we could get by with just leave, having an inspection done or doing an inspection, or I don't care if I need to go to the class, I can go to the class and get certified. But, I don't feel like a golf cart applies to the SPV statute. It's just not. It goes less than 35 miles an hour. So it's not really a special purpose vehicle in that sense.
Is there an actual class that you go to to get certified?
Nice.
That's interesting.
But it would be the same certification that they all go through.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna run into the same problem.
I will also make a side note, the officer stated that even if we do their inspection, our clerks will no longer get a copy of the vehicle inspection that gets sent to the county clerks. And then the county clerk would have to send a copy down here for a local ordinance that they don't really even regulate.
when you take that in, do you run it to make sure it's not stolen?
Yeah, you can do that, but still, it's not gonna have a title or anything.
No, yeah, that's
Yeah,
entirely of it.
You still do a VIN check and all that. Went through all the requirements as far as insurance.
Question I have on section 6, should we add Wood Lake to that? 'Cause Wood Lake's a state road, isn't it?
Well, it's 35 miles.
35 from the city limits down.
So from 35 back,
No, I mean, if you look at section 6, it specifically says Main Street because no operation on state highways unless authorized. And that's the exception, what you're reading there, so if you list would like to.
Not a problem.
Am I wrong? We're like a state road, right? If it goes to Frankfurt, yeah.
So since this is city ordinance, can we not just say that he has the ability to?
Well, that's kind of what this is here in front of us for, is to not only have the lawyers give us the best scenario or practice that we should follow, but, you know, if it's city statute, do we want to amend everything and have this set forth to where this is how we do it from here on out? Because I'm telling you right now, if anybody comes in, which we're not talking, what, 3 people got golf carts in town right now? It's not like we have 100 of them, you know?
I'm not opposed to doing it either way.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll go to the class if you need to, but then you're gonna run into the same issue that he had. And,
I don't think you going to the class is gonna fix the issue.
it's, you're just talking about people around the golf cart and speed limits. The only issue that I can see coming out of all this would be if somebody gets involved in a car crash on Main Street down here. And that could turn into something pretty nasty.
That's right, I mean, I think the requirements now are seatbelts, right?
Yes.
Lights, seatbelts,
Like,
horn, windshield.
yep, and then, insurance.
Yep.
If they're covered on those things, I think. Yeah, we're not gonna measure the thread of the tires and stuff like that.
You look at tires and they've got worn spots on, that's one thing, but just
Yeah.
normal golf cart tires. These off-road tires that they have on now.
Most of the people that have golf carts usually soup them up, so. Yeah, they're probably good as is.
What do we have, the attorney said that,
Well, you know, there is, John alluded to a statute that says what, I think, what's required essentially of the ordinance that we adopt. And so we need to look at that statute, and see what sort of flexibility we got under the statute.
Make sure it's not like it's called out that the sheriffs are the only ones who can do it.
it is,
It doesn't.
It says that in the state
Or
statute.
it says for a certified inspector.
Or certified inspector.
yeah. Problem is where this is a local ordinance, and it doesn't doesn't go into a public road, it's only in stamping ground. It's kind of the problem that we're running into.
Yeah, so a certified inspector, charge a fee.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
I think that fee is, our schedule is set. It's $45 for an SPV inspection.
20 if you bring it there.
Yeah, that's 20 more if you bring it.
It
At least 20 more if they come to you.
comes to you,
It's
yes.
45 if you take it right.
Do we have a list of who the, you know, like phone numbers, names and phone numbers?
You just call dispatch and they'll send somebody from the sheriff's office here.
Right.
Or they'll,
But he would not do it. He would not, he
The
refused.
certified inspector?
Yes, he refused.
Certified inspector is a sheriff's office.
Okay. I don't.
Veteran certified inspectors outside of the sheriff's office.
That's for my knowledge, no.
So basically, we just find out if you guys can be a certified inspector.
Yeah,
Well,
so,
Yeah, I mean, because it's a statute we've got to comply with, so our ordinance doesn't matter. Question then, I guess, do we want to assist, you know, if John is willing to become a certified inspector, there'll be some training.
I'd probably be fine to do regular vehicle inspections, but as far as this stuff in this ordinance, I would think.
So would the SPV one suit this, or would it be the regular vehicle inspection that you would have, course that you would have to take to do this?
Well, that's the only course they have, you get certified as an SPV,
As the SPV?
certified inspector,
Okay.
so
or vehicle inspection, normal vehicle inspection.
I have a question, because this was when I wasn't on and coming down here. So we adopted an ordinance here?
We did for golf carts.
Or especially.
And, but don't get offended here, but was it published in the paper? Because I know we know there's some things that weren't sent to American Legal and I can't find it in ordinances they just sent me.
It was within the past year or two.
That's what, well, she sent me this when we did budget talks.
You know, I mean, I don't remember when, I don't know why it would have been.
Is there any way we can get a copy of that so we all know what we're talking about here, the ordinance itself?
Michelle actually printed them off for me and John. I don't know where she got them from, and Peggy can vouch that she actually has them. But I don't, it's not online like you're saying.
I just mean so we can look at it, so we
Yeah,
all know what we're talking
That was my
about.
problem when the sheriff was here. I
Yeah.
couldn't even produce it. I had to come upstairs and get a copy.
I don't know,
And that's something we need to talk about.
yeah.
2019 on our website is the last update.
Yeah.
I've had
Well, that's
comments,
not our website. This is what we're required to
Right.
send to American Legal and we didn't send it.
that too. But there's a lot of, yeah, I totally agree with you. But the thing is we've probably 3 years now, we've been hot and dirty, I guess.
I'm not even focused.
So I have a question. Do y'all want Michelle to send you a copy of the old one? Like what she got
Electronic,
for Cody?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, not the only, I mean,
It
it's
should be the only.
Yeah.
And, they first included Zach and myself on that.
Sure.
You asked, Sean.
Maybe just to make sure, maybe she could also include a copy. They were, anytime we published it, they either kept a hard copy of the newspaper or they scanned it, maybe a copy of that, so we can all just be assured it was even published for people to see.
Well, I know we just passed the SPV.
You ever seen the?
I would say that was passed while I, so it's within the last 6 months, cause I was here for that.
So that's not LSV, low speed vehicle.
Yeah,
SPV was passed, but it kind of almost falls in the same category, unfortunately, because it's only in our city limits. Now, they will do an inspection on those because they have titles, stuff like that. And the main thing is the title. So I'm actually talking to the guy that I bought the golf cart, trying to get a proof of sale. If I get proof of sale, he'll work around this, but this shouldn't be this hard.
no.
Uh,
And will this be a yearly thing or is
It
it?
is, well, not the inspection. Inspection's a one time, even in our ordinance, it states it's a one time. I think it's $10 or something. $5-10 that we pay for that one time inspection, and then every time you come in, we're trying to get it changed where every time you come in, you show your proof of
As
insurance.
long as you have the same VIN and your insurance, you got it.
Because right now, you can just come in and get a sticker. Without showing. It's definitely a topic, no, we'll see. I actually like what John done, but if you guys say that we probably shouldn't let chief do it, because
Well,
not a certified inspector, I mean, we can even go into changing the language if we had to, but it states that we,
I mean, since the statute, and I don't have the statute in front of me, but yeah, my recollection is it was pretty specific about who could do the inspection. So we've got to meet the requirements of the statute, kind of regardless of what the ordinance. At least.
all right, so I guess we'll, table it and we'll send out the ordinance and, for review.
Yeah, we can get you an answer by next meeting for sure on whether or not that he can be a certified inspector.
Don't know if necessarily he wants to do it. Out to that. And that kind of,
I'm sure it's not that difficult.
Yeah.
My question would be, if he does get certified, can he only do golf carts or would he have to do other people's cars?
I think that's the problem.
They normally ask on the radio for units that are certified to do inspections. They're not gonna ask me to come to Georgetown to go to Top Gun Autos and inspect 40 vehicles, but you know, if somebody was down here, I wouldn't care.
So how does it work when somebody hires another municipality? It's like K-State used to hire police officers to work over there. Do we not hire whoever is certified just to come do it for us on our records down here and
Well, I don't think we hire them, we might.
pay them, do contracts on, yeah?
I don't think we have that problem though. The problem is we cannot meet what they were requesting,
But that's what I meant, if they came and did it with our requirements.
even with our requirements.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't prove a title. The first question, do you have a title? I don't have one for a golf cart. can't get one. I mean, I can go maybe in front of the judge and do all that process, but that's a lot for a golf cart.
Yeah. Facebook Marketplace doesn't have.
In the KRS, it says that it be inspected by a certified inspector designated by the county sheriff and certified through the Department of Vehicle Regulation.
So,
So I guess we'll table it until we can get better clarity on everything. I do like this, and I hope that we can go the route and just let John do it. I think it's a lot of, eventually some money that we have to spend for not a lot of people doing it. It is what it is. And maybe clarity if you posted it or it's even an ordinance, I don't know. But I've seen it. I don't know where Michelle got it from.
Is it a free class or is there fees for?
I'm sure there's,
I'm sure the streets.
otherwise every one of them in Scott County would do it. Probably a weekly long class, who knows?
The only thing that I have is, call for service from February 12th to the 24th. Had 23 calls last couple of weeks. And I'll be in service training next week.
Got block on here, you have anything about block?
I thought you would address that. I didn't know if they had sent you that amended contract in or not. The last meeting, it was in the legal department, it's supposed to be sent to you.
Only thing,
We did DocuSign agreement.
I don't think they have, the only thing that I got from them was about the, actually. I will double check.
Okay.
That's all.
That's, I spoke to Flock about the camera system in the car and Lance over at LW Outfitters is certified through Acton to do those. So I think we'll schedule for March to, get it started. And people went up yesterday.
It actually went out on Friday.
And the payment on the contract for the flock cameras went up Friday.
What you did.
That was a hook.
I don't know anything from block.
you say budget yet? Yeah, especially since we didn't budget.
It'll be, from KC, this created. It'll be from Casey, KACI. That's part, she's part of Flock. I'll check with her first thing in the morning, where that stands.
All next week.
All next week.
Hey, Cody. Last time when they paid for that, the money we've already used the still from the
Right.
Durango.
That and their liability grant
Yes.
paid for it.
For 5 years.
But yeah, that's a 5-year contract, but it's paid for.
This year. We got paid in next year.
No, we're paying yearly.
It's paid.
Pay for the next.
So 18,000 paid for the entire 5 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we went from paying 24,000 each.
That's not Flock, he's talking about,
Talking about
Oh,
that.
and then we moved on.
I think it's Flock's associated.
Axon, Flock.
It's associated.
Oh, that's not, yeah, that's, I'm sure, yeah.
The amended contract that she's waiting on gets rid of the 4 cameras that steps. Big roll too.
Fire department?
Yes, sir. I would like to say, thanks to, all those that expressed sympathy on behalf of families. It's much appreciated. And, was out for a couple of weeks, doing some traveling. So, and we appreciate the support and our guys stepping up to take care of things. Really not much to report. I did, attend the formal announcement from Congressman Barr's office at the city. Just recognition with $300,000 for the fire apparatus. We've been working with 3 different vendors to get perhaps what we might need. what we're finding is that for that total price of $400,000, there's not much out there. Most pumpers now, even those basic as the ones that we have, are going probably 500,000 to 600,000, and all the way up to maybe $1 million for a pretty well equipped fancy pumper. Ladder trucks now are just off the wall. Not that that's a concern for us, but some of them are going for 2 million, 2.5 million. So, anyway, I wanted you to know that we are working on it. And like I said, we've got some pretty good specs by comparing vendors and so on. Wasn't sure if you never know when you're asleep. I know you work nights and I'm hesitant to call you when,
I mean, anytime.
well, I don't want to give a message for the future. Any questions for me?
No, just to put a bug in your ear, we are talking planning and zoning, possibly making some property here, to be able to have buildings as tall as 3 and 4 stories. So in my mind, a ladder truck's not far out of the question for a need, or at least something elevated. So might stick Greg on that, even if it's just for something used for surplus.
Sure.
Couldn't ask Andy for more?
Pardon?
You didn't ask Andy for more while you were there?
That's all that was offered this. We said,
Like Andy,
yes,
you took so long to say yes, the prices have doubled.
Yeah. Well, the good news is, right, if I'm wrong, she'd tell me, but once we can secure somebody, we get locked in at what they quote us in the beginning, unless there's some reasonable overage occurs in the year and a half build, right?
that's typically the way it works. I mean, if you write a contract, then yes. And of course, there's always future price hikes that are going to be coming in. One thing is a particular diesel engine that's used in these is coming in, and it's going to be a $50,000 price hike. Moving from the L9 to the such and such. Largely around emissions, yes, sir.
2027.
Attorney briefing?
So as far as the time limited parking sign and the parking stripes on the road, I followed up with the state several times since our last meeting. I have not heard anything back yet. So I would say probably give them to the next meeting, and if they haven't said anything, we consider just doing it. I don't know. What do you think, Chuck? About the stripes and, I mean,
Yeah, I guess just, question of cost. For told to remove it.
oh, that's, yeah. But,
We'll just use John.
so at least on that one, I can just wait until the next meeting. I'll continue trying to get hold of him, so.
I would say keep persistently asking.
Italian,
That's all.
remind me then,
Oh, yeah.
and I will,
Getting Italian.
yeah, I will send it to you,
Okay,
because she was very responsive.
okay, this guy's not, so that'd be great.
I would assume to have an answer before, whether we never get it, just keep pursuing the
Yeah.
answer.
So, I mean, I wrote him a letter and they were in receipt of it. He said he was gonna talk to the people, so, and he's the attorney for the whole division, so I mean, I can't imagine he would just blow me off totally, but maybe he will, so I'll keep trying. On the stamp machine and the credit card machine, I sent, Michelle, but Peggy got it, 2 letters, one for Pitney Bowes and one for time payment. They just state that we intend to cancel our cancel our contract with you guys, and please let us know in writing what you would need to satisfy our obligations. And I made those from you, Mayor, and so they just say Mayor Jennifer Jones, and yeah,
she's
we
already.
just sign them and send them, if that's okay with everybody. And then,
But the commission pay ordinance was my responsibility and I did not fulfill that responsibility. I didn't get it done for tonight, but I'll get it done for next meeting.
I just sent you an email, both the ordinance, how to use information on it.
oh, great, okay, thank you.
Public Works?
So we have, brought it up a couple meetings ago, but, the Cedar Grove Baptist Church is offering,
Yes,
to do something again.
he texted me, that's.
Yeah. One of the things I was thinking about is we are required to remulch the playground
Mhm.
this year. I don't know if there's money in our current budget for mulch.
Yeah.
But,
That was a grant last time.
yeah,
Grant, and we got cheaper as we worked through Georgetown.
What is Cedar Grove?
but I also have plugged in and read all the state laws on it. And we've gone like over and above what we really have to do for mulch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think the last estimate on it was like $15,500 to bring out all the mulch and then replace it. But all you really have to do is toss the top 4 inches of mulch and add an additional 3. As long as your total mulch bed doesn't get over a certain height of mulch. And I've been up there and looked and it's not. So we can just do a flip over mulch, add 3 inches to the top, so that there's 7 inches of non-compacted mulch. And then that should do the trick. You can do it a lot less than $15,000. We have people that have been able to do that, be part of it. So. And then, as you all probably know, I'm behind on bricks. So, originally I was saying that we were gonna end it at the end of this month. That's not gonna happen. Because I haven't put it out there to the world to do my last push on it. So I plan on doing that probably this weekend. To get that done and then get it pushed out.
You know, Ken, not just the Cedar Grove, but you know, Darren Royals, it seemed like a godsend with labor. I mean, you were just like you say, got the materials, you got 10, 15 guys that probably get that done in a day.
Who was
They
that?
helped us one time before. They helped us on the up, on top of the hill one time.
We use bag mulch from Lowe's.
Yeah.
I was gonna get it all.
Bulk buyer.
There is a certain breed of mulch that you have to have.
Yeah.
Not dyed.
Yeah, and you know, you can't have anything basically
Zeros in it.
jagged and, you know, no pieces of wire and all that stuff in it. So there are some rules. But there are a couple of companies that actually sell the playground mulch. And I think one truck we have it.
Streets?
I don't have anything.
Oh.
I won't have anything until probably spring. Nobody can do anything for everything that I have going on. Until it stops snowing.
Oh, I do have a question. Since, Yuppie Puppy's coming out, I don't know if I need to make some motion or just ask you all, but the little 15-minute offloading sign that's really not legal in our restricted yellow thing, can we take that down? Cause I've had a lot of people complaining, if Michelle's here, we had a guy come here very irate the other day because his kid bug got killed out here trying to turn. And there were people parked right up to Wood Lake. And if you remember, there's like 20 foot of yellow curb, and I guess the last commission put up, you can have a 15-minute parking within the yellow zone, which is not even compliant with our city ordinances, and it's just a danger. So when, maybe if we can take that sign off, that sign.
If it was voted on.
I don't know if it was or not, I don't know how it got put up there, to be honest.
Well, there's an ordinance stating,
Oh, there is a loading area.
Loading zone, yes,
and 15 minute is kind of a loading zone.
yeah,
I understand what you're saying. It's also, kind of in the same talks with the mailboxes and stuff. There's actually guidelines, and Zach has reached out to him and said, hey, where does this guideline say that you have to be 15 foot? I will agree with you. It is hard to get out of there. But it's also hard to get out of the Mulberry Street. looking the other direction.
Yeah.
So,
Or that parking lot.
um,
on the-
I don't know, Joe, you have any, Zach, any advice?
Well, I think it's a commission decision, but you probably do what you're doing right now, talk about it and then vote on it one way or the other.
How would this reflect the other parking signs? Just leave them alone, just remove this one?
Yeah,
Well, I'm not even talking about, I'm just talking about the little sign. It's on a bigger sign, which that says no parking. And then it has the little one underneath it. I think, you know what they say? There's a bigger sign, there's a little sign.
Yeah,
Kind of contradictory.
Well,
it says 15.
I will say this, and this is from economic development. We haven't got to it yet, but everybody knows Yuppie Puppy's moving, maybe, maybe not. If that person's gonna rent that building out after that, parking's a huge deal for that building. And if we take that away, I think that person's gonna have a huge problem with that.
We just built a city parking lot to take care of that huge problem.
We're not really giving them parking, we're giving them voting and non-voting, it's just per vans and stuff like that.
Like I said,
To bring
it's
product in.
been that way for, since you probably were on commission when it was voted.
I was on the commission when she bought it, and Rob Jones was the first to tell her, you bought it here, we can't park, you know that, right? And she said her plan was she was gonna do parking behind the building, and then she at the same time bought that over on, Railroad Street, said she's gonna have parking over there. She
I'm just
knew that parking was gonna be.
saying for business reasons, it will make it harder for her to rent that out. I know that's not our problem.
I guess the big thing is the attorneys find out coming off a state highway, turning on to state highway, we have the right to let people park there.
We don't have nothing in our ordinance about,
I'm talking about state law, that's.
and that's the problem. He keeps trying to contact them and they keep putting him off, cause I asked that. I gave him 10 questions that involved all of this, and I can't. I'm waiting on answers.
Well, and the lady me and Megan talked to, Natalia, she's pretty upfront and quick to answer, and she cites where the things are, so make sure you give an answer.
I'm not
So she's also the one that I was talking about, like if you were gonna paint the road, like the parking, and she's the one that told me what was needed.
Okay.
So, I mean, she's,
There you go, you can figure out.
I mean, we can vote on it. I just be mindful as economic development, that place is gonna come up for sale or whatever is gonna happen. And that could affect that building.
I'm mindful of it. I mean, me and Rob were on the commission, we voted for it to be professional offices, not dog groomer. Supposed to be professional offices on the bottom, supposed to be living on top.
Is it living on top now?
Yes,
Is
one room.
there somebody to finally get in?
I think there was in it. No.
It's supposed to be 2 units up top,
I think there was a window problem.
but I don't know how they did that, because they were told time they couldn't have a wooden egress fire escape.
I don't know.
I don't think
I-
there's anything up there
Okay.
upstairs.
Yeah, maybe not. But I know, it's just be mindful, if whatever decision we have could impact that.
I was gonna say, before we even take a vote on it, do we need to let Zach follow up and ask the question first, like just table it for now?
100%, yeah.
I would.
So one of the other issues that we're facing is the same thing with Rob's store. So like, I have asked the people at the state, what do we have to do to get this properly designated so we can tow from here?
Yeah.
So we might as well just table it till we have that answer. And then, because I think that in the ordinance, that parking spot over there is a 15-minute spot, but on the sign it says 30. So we're gonna have to square that away,
I
either
think
change the ordinance to say 30 or
I
change
think
the
it
sign to
goes
say
right around. We actually motioned it to be a 30-minute parking, and then it was only a 15
minute loading.
put up.
I see.
sign.
So there are some discrepancies
Yeah.
between
That,
what we
and I
have
just
out there and what we.
found that in the minutes. I mean, that, I don't see an ordinance.
Okay. So table it until we get an answer for all the,
Hopefully this, who is it, Natasha?
Natalia.
Natalia? Hopefully we got a lot of, we even got,
Maybe she could just come down.
we even got,
Walk
Yeah.
the streets with me.
I mean, that would be
With us.
it's getting so bad that like I haven't even tied this in, and John has done great work, even helping for me, reaching out for parking. What are we allowed to do and everything else, and we're talking about doing the mailboxes. I think you actually called the postmaster this week, trying to see if he could get hand delivered mail in this town, and it's
I guess
not gonna happen.
One thing maybe Zach and I could look at, the reason why the whole conversation about the loan zone struck me when this section shall not permit parking in a no stopping or no parking zone, nor where parking is prohibited refers to creating a fire lane or accompanying heavy traffic. So I mean, we've got it in our ordinance, let's go and read that and see that, but that's definitely what that is up there. I mean, it's yellow marking and,
Somebody's motion to put that up there though. Otherwise it wouldn't be there.
but like we said earlier, you can't motion to supersede state law. And Chief talked about
But
that.
the thing is, do you know what state law is? That's the problem.
Well, this is a citation.
I think state law requires a 20 foot buffer.
That's kind of what we,
From each intersection, from each side of the radius.
From the radius on, yeah.
Perfect, as far as parking is concerned. Can't park.
but we can't get a definite answer. That's, you know,
Mhm.
Zach,
Yeah.
I've talked to. Because I'm trying to set up parking also, and then I'm trying to get like the mailboxes on property lines and then stuff like that, so that we can allocate parking spots and, you know, do all the stuff that we need to do, but you can't even get started because you don't know how far off you're allowed to be. Is that off the center? Is that off the whole width? Or is that, you know?
Well, Natalia's the state highway engineer. She should be able to answer that. Sure, she's the engineer for the District 7. I mean.
And I totally hear what you say with somehow they got up there.
Yeah. I just worry the more and more we get people complaining here, the more and more we know the issues there, and somebody does get killed there or hurt there eventually, how are we liable because we didn't take action? Should have done, instead of meetings and said, oh, I don't know what we're gonna do.
It's not that we haven't attempted. I've attempted, I'm pretty sure Megan and Zach have reached out, and John has been pretty active on trying to get these road ordinances from the state. We've asked for books, just anything, you know,
Mhm.
even. I totally see what you're saying, but one thing I will say is if the puppy's moving, maybe some of our parking problems won't be as intense until. And I don't know if they're gonna put another business there. I don't know their intent. I have not talked to the person. This just come out probably last week, and she is moving. Somebody bought the old bank. That's where she's going, is the bank. So it's unfortunate that we're losing a business and having a vacancy, but we're also filling the void that we've had for 3 or 4 years now. So, you know, ultimately, we just gotta be mindful of that business also, if one does try to come in there. I'd say we table it.
The other thing,
That's economic development, by the way.
I was gonna say, the other thing while we're doing that, something that John brought up before is, when we do get all this fixed, then, like the penalties for parking in handicap and penalties for parking in,
Mhm.
they're nothing, you know, so we need
They do
to,
need to be
we need to fix that too.
updated.
You know, make people think twice before they park there.
I mean, there's a lot, towing zones and also snow emergency zone signs need to be put up.
Yeah.
There's a lot,
So,
but one step at a time it is.
Fair follow-up.
Okay. I apologize if I can't talk real plain. When I was going through the whole paperwork, I found paperwork of proof where we actually purchased the printer in the corner. It was done in January of 24. I've reached out to them for them to confirm in writing that it is paid for. We reached out to them about the contract that we wanted to cancel. That is actually only for the service. So that has been canceled. My thought is that printer has the capability of doing everything that we need it to do. Scanning, emailing, multi-copying, duplexing. We would just need to get it serviced, if we do indeed own it. We paid $950 some for it, so. And we do have the letter and the check number and everything where we paid for it. So just bringing you all up to date where we are with that. I will follow up with them and get in writing that it is indeed paid for and it is ours. Okay. Any questions about that?
You need somebody like IT to help you get this,
That's on my list.
yeah.
The next thing we have is talking about the shredding of the accounts payable. I did reach back out to Brian at KDLA. He reconfirmed that with accounts payable, we have more than fulfilled our obligation. Because right now we have 4 years of accounts payable still not ready to shred, okay? So we're only required to have 3. Everything that has been pulled is prior to 2020. Okay,
But we're still not gonna shred anything.
well, that's what we need to talk about. We've got thousands and thousands and thousands of pages. They're all over there. And we have not shredded anything, but they do need to be shredded according to KDLA. We don't have the capabilities of doing it ourselves. Our shredder cannot have only 30 pages at a time. And so I talked to him about digitizing. I know you all were concerned. He said it was a waste of money and a waste of time. It would cost thousands of dollars. And there's really no need for it. So, I guess you all will need to make a decision how we want to move forward with that. Now, we can bring a shredding company on board that will come and pick up monthly with no contract. We can terminate at any time that we need to, once we meet getting all of those things shredded that needs to be shredded, for $185 a month. That's what it would cost us. They provide the container, they provide the pickup, and they do the shredding.
Okay, so just so we're all on the same page, it's not that we're opposed to things being shredded. We are opposed to you shredding things without us knowing first what is going to
We
be
haven't
shredded.
shredded anything.
I have an opinion on this. Clerk's job is to shred payables. Anywhere you go,
You're right. Yes.
and it's, you know, my thing is, if we don't have the confidence in her to make the best judgment on a payable, it says a lot about us.
That's not the confidence involved. It's that we're still talking about doing an audit and we need that those paperwork to be here for them to thumb through.
Well,
And our
She's
system,
only got
our
it for
system.
3 years.
No, we haven't, we've said that. We talked about 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
I mean, as far as.
We've talked about
requirement
5 to
of
7
state,
years.
have you found anybody willing to do that?
I'll admit you, I haven't looked, but I will.
Most of the
Well,
ones that we pulled are either companies that are out of business, they no longer exist, or they were so old that,
But we,
you know,
we did ask you for just a list of like what is
Indexing.
shredded.
well, we've only got 2 forms, and that was only we can get the sheet with, I'll have Michelle email those to you, the 2 forms we did, but very minimum. Yeah, it's very minimal, and we haven't shredded anything else, and everything that's over there is payables.
She also still owes me 6 months of records from the water company that I
I'm
haven't
sorry?
seen yet. She also owes me 6 months of records from the water company that I haven't seen yet.
my thing is that I don't know, I've asked multiple CPAs and nobody wants to tackle it. It's, and if it is, it's gonna be expensive.
We know yet, it's gonna be expensive.
Here's the thing, do we spend the money? I would like it, but I don't know if it's gonna be happening, because I'm telling you, I've asked 4 people now, and nobody's even entertained it. This is the first time we ever brought it up. You might be able to get a 3-year, maybe. Nobody wants to do 7. I agree 100% that it is the clerk's job. I will state that, and I understand what you're saying, 7 years. Well,
I
holding,
understand that, we said.
well, no, that's what I'm saying. I understand what you said, 7 years of holding. I say we hold it and we put a term limit. If we cannot get somebody in here to inspect it, we gotta cut it loose.
I don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with him on that at all.
No,
Did we not say we were gonna completely hold off on shredding anything until we get digitized everything?
Well, it's
That's
a,
what we said.
Well, that's what she's saying, is that she talked to the
Right, but KDLA doesn't know that we're trying to do an audit.
Yeah, they
They're
don't,
just saying this is our requirements. We
Yeah.
don't need to go above and beyond. what they-
KDLA is trying to tell her that it would be ridiculous and extremely expensive and
To
Thousands of hours.
digitize.
How's
Yes,
that possible? We pay somebody to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They said it'd be extremely expensive too. That was another thing.
Data and everything else
And I
involved,
I
We
just
have
wonder,
two people to do that though.
yeah.
I just wonder if they're thinking like, oh, this is like a Georgetown thing, they're not realizing, if you total our past 10 years, we're only talking about $4.2 million worth of spending. I mean, it's not a lot to look at. I mean,
And Brian did say if you all had questions, he would be more than willing to come and speak with you all and answer any questions that you have.
in a perfect world, I do agree. Once we figure out if we're gonna do the audit, not do the audit, if we're gonna figure out where we are with things, yes, from there forward, we need to have a shredding thing, and when it reaches that day past that 4-year mark, whatever it goes.
but right now, I'm
But right
afraid
now,
that there are
something we might-
too many things that
Or unanswered.
are unanswered to be shredded.
We
Anything.
haven't showed anything, it's all right over
Yeah.
there.
So, my thing is when we come on here, we all said we wanted an internal, or
Yeah.
audit, and I think that was over a year ago. So I think,
But now, when we were here
Wait.
last time, somebody over there had said that you had shredded 3 bags of stuff.
Yeah,
No, that was just, I mean, with that shredder, it takes about 50 pages, basically. It was stuff that Brian had approved for us to shred, so we weren't comfortable with doing it. And we weren't aware that we needed to let you all know, but we will give a list of those of what we shredded, and, we haven't shredded anything since.
but here's the thing, and I guess it's just that I'm hearing it said nonchalantly. I don't care what Brian says. Until a commission says to shred something, you know, it doesn't make it less harmful that somebody that does this for a living says you can go ahead and shred it. We're saying it shouldn't have been shredded until we were told what it was as a commission.
Yeah, and honestly, Michelle wasn't aware and I wasn't aware, but we are now, so.
So if you can just give us a list of what was
First, send that to you.
I say we timeframe one, because we've been sitting here with bump on the logs about trying to get it done.
I agree with Cody on that. We need to get the ball.
Either we do it or we don't, because I would hate more than anything, to turn it over to the next commission with 10 boxes of papers over here and then go, what is that? I can't imagine coming in, it would almost be like Megan coming in the middle of the budget, but, here you go, here's 5 boxes of papers over here, you do whatever you want.
Well, you can always.
You can shred them.
You understand what I'm saying? So either we do it or we don't.
You can always store on the site though.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep them in here.
Well, we have to maintain them, you're right, but, digitizing, you ought to see all the papers over there. That is insane.
Thousands of pages, thousands.
And I know that, we would probably have to dedicate somebody
Well, I will tell you this.
sit here and do this all
We
day.
pulled enough files of payables only, okay, just payables only, and what's in that stack over there to fill 3 drawers in that filing cabinet with hanging folders. That's just an example of how much.
Here's the perfect reason, just current, why we need to see those. We haven't talked about it yet, but we all got the thing about where we are line item right now. So just right now, our bug guy, we paid him the same amount first quarter, third quarter, just now. For some reason, we paid him twice as much in the second quarter. Yeah, I was gonna talk about that when we talk about budget again, but if you all look, that's why I said, that's why I've been stressing you all look through your budgets and make sure
I
things.
don't know if I got
If
it.
there's a perfect example,
I'm still waiting for.
and if we get rid of things and they come across in an audit from 4 years ago, well, why is this occurring here? And they don't have the thing to look at physically. It's just gonna be at the end of their synopsis, and they're gonna say, we don't know, we can't attribute to anything, so we don't have documentation.
I will say I think about 4 years of 2025, Michelle told me, and currently we are scanning as we go. So
That's all.
we do have, but of course we don't have anything
Are we back in?
packaged.
So I agree with you, Cody. When we talked about in the very beginning, somebody else told me, oh, I want to do $40,000, but they never sent me an estimate. So,
I can't get nobody to commit, is what I'm saying.
well,
Yeah, I tried.
so we know Melissa's doing the audit. She's preparing the audit now. So a perfect starting point for any accounting firm is to have our most current audit. That'll be the most current. So I promise you all, I will try to find somebody that at least gives 2 estimates so we know what it's gonna cost. If it's something we need to shut up about or do.
I just think we should put a time limit on it.
Yeah.
And that just puts emphasis on us fulfilling.
What's
that.
your audit due? Is it May?
I don't know.
And
April or May?
I'm supposed to get our reports everything.
Mhm.
Financial.
Yeah, I haven't seen one in a while.
What's that?
Budget reports, like monthly.
But we got the thing, that's right.
The report that.
Yeah. Yeah, we got that report that Melissa sent.
But we don't have one for this month.
Yeah, it's like almost a month ago. We're supposed to get it every 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Or every, once a month.
You know, that's kind of a little bit my angst, and I apologize if you're seeing it. It's just, you know, worried about cleaning shelves, worried about getting old files out, and we're still not doing the day-to-day financial stuff that needs to be done. Needs to be the first thing done, needs to be the last thing done before you go out the door. I mean, and that's not on you. That's just on the whole
Well,
situation.
I requested a meeting with Melissa on Thursday. So I'm gonna meet with her on Thursday from 1 to 3. Because I need a clear understanding between she and I.
Yeah.
As to exactly what she's doing, what she needs. We need to talk about QuickBooks. There's a lot of things we need to discuss. So, this Thursday I will be meeting with her, just so you all know. Because I get mixed communication, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I just want it straight from her as to exactly what we're doing. Now, we have changed based on the list, the budget list. We have changed the classifications within the budgets for everybody. So you do need to be watching that. You do need to make sure that we don't need to change anything or do anything differently.
There are some that need to be broken apart to fit our budget.
I will say, when we went to, pay the invoices recently, there was 2 items that was not within the budget to where we needed to pay it, and one of them was snow removal. Streets didn't have snow removal.
It has maintenance, yeah.
So, I mean, there's some things that we really need to take a hard look at and make sure that all your bases are covered for what you want in QuickBooks, because we're getting ready to straighten that out. So I can give you the report.
A good starting part of Melissa is read her contract, because she does do a lot of things above her contract, but something we need to keep in mind with Melissa, she should not have a day-to-day, I love you relationship with us, because she's supposed to be an impartial person doing an audit of us.
I do
And
have
we rely on her a lot more than we should, and she, with her good heart, gives it, but we should be keeping her at a distance, because she has to be able to say, I've done a fair and trustworthy look at these accounts,
She
and
has to be a bystander.
that's the whole reason why I keep pushing for a treasurer or an account firm to come in and do something, because
Well, right now, the way I've set it up, I agree with Bill as far as receivables and payables. It does not need to be the same person.
so
Um,
Streets does have a snow removal line on it, so if you all don't have one that you couldn't find, it is in the budget. So put it in here, snow removal.
we put it in,
$15,000.
but I'm just saying on the list we had, it wasn't on there.
So you don't have this list?
I think what I was told is it did not match the one that she had turned in at the beginning of the year, and somebody had went in and added those.
We gave this to Melissa and she went back.
It doesn't match the one she turned in.
Oh, Melissa turned in.
No, the one that Cheryl turned in at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think we got Melissa the updated.
Correct,
Yeah.
but that was, that's what she's
Yeah,
talking
that
about, those
was
2
right.
items that were on there
I didn't
originally.
know that.
Yeah, when we turned those in, what we voted on, those 2 items were not, they had been added later on this recent mail off,
What?
the snow removal and other.
No, this is the one.
I'm telling you what I was told, I'm
This
not
is
denying you.
Okay, I'm just letting you know, this is from the email I sent out to all you all the week before we voted on it. This is what we had our last meeting.
I'm not saying that, I'm not saying you're the problem, I'm not saying I'm saying that whatever she turned in does not match
Oh, it was something else. Yeah, I missed that. I got you.
what we just recently turned in.
Oh.
So, anyway, hopefully we'll get some answers on Thursday when I meet with her and I'll have more clarity as to what her role is and what I can expect from her and what I need to provide to support what you all want. Basically, that's my goal.
Well, the one thing, when she was sitting over in the chair over there, she said that, she's taught you guys how to run the report that we need. And, and
She
then,
taught Michelle, she has not taught me.
okay, so we just want that report, if not every meeting, at least every other meeting.
And in all fairness, you should be able, once we get QuickBooks the way it should be, you should be able to walk in at any time or call me at any time and I can print you a report for that day and you will have accurate figures. That's my goal.
That's our goal too.
That's our goal
So that's what you want me when you hire me and I'm really working hard to get there.
I see that you're doing things, and I know that Dale makes a big emphasis. He is not wrong. Daily should be done first.
And we are.
And I think that was addressed early on, and I think I see that now, but I still see progress in every which direction I look, and I appreciate it. Don't think that I don't. The payables, I'm gonna tell you right now, you probably are right within your clerk's duty to scrap those at 4 years, but he is 100% right. We're trying to get an audit done, and you may not have known that.
That, they
Yeah,
should, they're all there, so.
Yeah. So we're going there. We need to put a deadline. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Because if not, we ain't doing no
It'll
justice.
be the
Well,
next
should we,
commission.
should we do a 3-month deadline?
That's more than enough. I think a month to 2 months.
Okay, 1 to 2?
Let's just cap it at 60 days.
Wherever
60 days.
Wherever Melissa's audit's
If
got.
we don't have an audit scheduled within 60 days, then we drop the conversation.
Yeah, wherever Melissa's audit comes in, it should be done as soon as that audit.
And-
We were talking about this for 1 year. You want to cap it at 60 days?
Yeah.
So as soon,
And what-
just like, as soon as it's done.
Okay.
Then you want 60 days from that?
No, we want people to be ready to go as soon as her audit's done, take her audit and start doing
But
it.
what I'm saying is 60 days to find somebody to do the audit.
It's-
Okay, so 60 days prior to.
This is a,
So
an
it's not-
external party, not Melissa's.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
if nobody-
You know.
If nobody can find anybody, which I've not had any luck,
I
and
agree.
I've asked my accountant too,
I agree.
and she's like, oh.
But I challenge every one of us. This shouldn't just be Jennifer, it shouldn't just be Dale. Just,
I think it's gonna take everybody trying.
um,
Well,
Just like I
makes a great point here.
It's a tough time of year to get an account.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you might
No way.
be setting yourself up for disaster by putting a 60-day time period on it.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, it's tax time.
How about, I get a copy of the past,
That doesn't mean.
what are we looking at, 5 or 7?
No, yeah,
That's just hiring somebody.
Why don't you just say June 30th?
Yeah.
That's right.
We start over there, yeah.
I think we need to be realistic when you're going, as far back as you wanna go. But at the same time, I think you probably need to look at, you need to follow the money.
And that's sadly, that's my mind, because my mind is we go back to Kayla or Billy when they had $500,000 in savings. I'm like, how'd that disappear?
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
So what I'm saying, if it's 5 or 7, I can go back and get the past published budgets for 5 or 7, maybe put in a PDF packet. And everybody y'all reached out to, send that to them and
But I think-
really give them a real reminder. of what they're
Before we
looking at.
close out these accounts at
Yeah.
Heather Bank, we need to go and get.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
But that way they can see, we've only had, every year it's been no more than $600,000 budget. And as an accountant, I go, oh, that's not that much to look at. I thought you were talking about $6 million a year we had to look at.
Mhm.
Give a better idea.
I hate to bring this up, but if we're being as serious as we need to be about this, we should probably put it in the paper minimum.
Advertise, yeah,
Because right now, we haven't done that.
PLC.
I was gonna say, I mean, can we like just start actually making a list and giving it to who needs to do it so that it actually gets done? I mean,
Yeah,
and like we keep talking about it, but I mean,
I
if,
think that's the
me
problem.
personally, I haven't been looking, cause that's, I mean, if we're being honest, I haven't been looking for somebody to do this.
I think Cody's right, because then what we do, we could send everybody we know, reach out to, send them that announcement, hey, this is going on, would you be willing to?
So you're wanting to do publish for a CPA, some.
No, publish for a audit, but
Oh, I know.
The forensic.
forensic audit. Up 4 to 6
I just leave term to be
terms,
determined,
yeah.
and that way we can decide when they come in quote us, if it's like,
I mean,
$8,000
how
a
many, I
year.
don't know how many years
That'd be
that
more than
would be.
oh, for Caitlin and Billy, that'd be too far. That'd be,
Yeah, 5 to 7,000, above 50,000.
I mean, I hate to spend the money, but we gotta look serious about it too, though.
No, and I don't disagree with advertising, but you will be publicizing that you're
oh,
going to have a.
that's a good idea.
Publicizing what?
That you were looking to have a forensic audit done.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So what do you suggest?
Well, I'm just,
I mean, I wasn't being hateful about that, I'm being serious, like,
Facebook Marketplace.
well, I've not done this before, I'm,
yeah, I guess I haven't either. But yeah, for a couple of you mentioned you've
I'm not
talked to a few accountants and they're not interested in doing it. Can they refer you to someone else? I just don't know if you wanna,
I got one who called me back and said, it basically just said, yeah, I'm not interested,
Yeah.
I don't really know anybody else,
I do like when
and
you
they weren't even anywhere
I
around.
do like what Joe's saying after I'm thinking about how he's saying it. Maybe better just do like word of mouth and KLC, places like that.
Yeah,
Be more discreet.
YouTube.
Problem is an accountant's not gonna give you another accountant reference. Like,
It's not.
If they know somebody's hungry, Joe's giving me a ton of attorneys to talk to about real estate. He's like, I don't want to deal with you, Dale.
My suggestion would be to look at somebody that's retired.
I went there.
Retired CPA. They maybe would consider doing it since they don't have a full-time job.
And I don't know if they still exist, but our past accountant, I mean, if they still exist, they would have those records they could look at readily from them.
I don't know about
I
that.
understand, I mean, I know that we kind of laugh YouTube, Facebook, but if you actually, I mean, if you think about the reach that like just Georgetown, Kentucky Moms Group has. If you think about that reach.
You're not wrong.
And you post on there, I guarantee you, there's a retired one, there's somebody that's active,
You know what?
there's somebody that knows somebody.
Georgetown Moms Group,
You can get it done.
can find.
They will get it done.
Yeah,
You are not wrong.
yeah.
You can find everything on there.
You're not wrong.
Might be.
maybe if you talk to the League of Cities about,
No, that's what
Not-
he just said.
not
was
the printed card, yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's where we need to start then, is KLC
Georgetown House.
and Georgetown.
I just think we need to be serious about it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
However we do it.
Do you want to put the time on it for June 30th or whatever?
I think June
June
30th
thirtieth
is a
is
more
fiscal year,
realistic
yeah.
call.
That'll be a whole year we talked about it.
Yeah.
It was more realistic.
Actually, a year and a half.
I'd say over a year, yeah.
Over a year, actually. I hate to be like that. It's just, sometimes you gotta put timelines and things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I like what Megan said, that maybe the clerks could start keeping a punch list of things we say we're gonna be done, and then just after the meeting, email us that punch list to remind us, oh, shoot, yeah, I said I'd do this, and I said I'd do that.
If you could keep like a punch list of things that we say we are gonna get done, and then maybe email us that list to remind us.
Unfinished business.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, but the unfinished
We can do
business
that.
gets.
And if,
Well,
if,
it's
Kind of like a forever sticky note.
if you catch, if you catch who said they're gonna do it, put that note in there too, if not,
Yeah.
at least it jog our memory, you're like, oh, yeah, shoot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that for you.
Nothing we would ever forget.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, the next thing on the list is IT support.
Yes.
I will tell you all that if we don't do anything else, we need IT support. Because computers are old, they may crash at any time. We need someone that can remotely just log into them if we have a problem and they can fix it. I was down here, Saturday, that with Ashley, and Dale setting mine up. And it was difficult because of the way our computers were set up. It took us 3 hours to get that computer set up. should not happen.
And for an overview, that's because everything had its own password. Instead of a centralized password that you would change every 30 days or something, everything had its own login.
Well, and according
I
to
mean, in all honesty, if you don't want
IT
people
people
to hack
that I
one
talked
individual
to, there's
password.
some ways for us to save money.
Yeah.
By using, by streamlining, I'll put it that way, for lack of a better word, of the way we do things. And unfortunately, because there have been many people, many hands in the pot,
Cheaper.
things have been sporadically done. They have not been done consistently. And one didn't know what the other one was doing, and they've tried to do the best they can with limited knowledge. I'll just put it that way. And that's become very evident. I've been working with Michelle to basically get her on a timeline on a daily basis. You know, you do your essential things at your daily duties early in the morning. You said if you got a project you need to do, you set aside an hour or two, work on that, and then you go back and finish up your day with your day-to-day responsibilities. So you make sure you complete your daily things that's required. No one had ever taught her that. Okay. So in all fairness to her, she has done the best she could with what she was given. Okay, I'll just share that with you all. She is very willing to learn, and she has been very receptive to the way we're setting up files and the things we're doing, and she is so happy to have some place to file something where she knows where it is, because it's just been very sporadic.
And that brings us something you said a while ago, that I wanted to point out. You said Melissa's shown her how to do a certain thing. Just need to reiterate, anything that's shown new down here, if we decide to do the IT route, Melissa, you need to be one that learns it. You know,
I know, that's why I'm meeting with her.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, you're saying somebody's so receptive to these things. We have only approved, and the talk has only been to have one clerk here.
I know.
So eventually it will just be you. So you will need to, you need to be one being taught these things and shown these things and being confident with it. I like that the other worker with you, it makes it easier for the current situation, but eventually, unless things change, I don't know, but, you know, needs to be all you knows how to do this.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, they were working on the audit and changing the classifications and all that before I came on board. That has not been shared
Yeah,
with
that
me.
was 6
So
months.
that's why I requested the meeting with her, because I need a full understanding of what those conversations were and the goal that we're trying to reach and when that's gonna happen. And right now, I don't know.
What kind of IT support are you looking for?
There is, I talked with a gentleman, he's in Georgetown, so he's 10 minutes away. He is very reasonable, for IT support. And for $75 a month, he can remotely log in to any of our computers and fix things. $125, I'm sorry.
In case we decide to put this out for bid, don't mention the cost of him,
Okay.
because somebody will bid and that's undercut him.
It is very reasonable, I will tell you that, because I did some cost comparisons, and he is local. He is a veteran, he's been in business for several years. So I have his contact information, if we wanna, pursue.
Home-based
No,
business?
no, it's a business.
It's Francione. Francione, I think's the name.
IT Necessity is the
Yeah.
name of the company.
But there are 2 or 3 of those companies in Georgetown. They're local, that could be here quick if y'all did want to put it out.
I just wonder if the county would be.
Who?
I said, I wonder if the county would be willing to, if Chip would be willing to help us out at all.
I've been,
I would really like talk to Joe Pat, and I don't care if there's a dollar association or whatever, just work something out with him.
Yeah.
I mean, IT is IT.
IT could be,
I get scared when you say I can remote in.
well, yes, and IT can get very expensive because I know that they say that it will be $75 a month or $125 a month or $2,000 a month. That's a base price because it may also cost $125 an hour.
Yeah.
If you need remote support, or it may also cost,
per job, marrying hard drive.
it it gets very, very expensive,
Very
very, very quick.
I'll tell you, when we got the ouch, Jones reached out and Chip said that he'd come down and help us set it up.
Yeah.
We needed it or anything, but we overcome and got it. But I think there might be, maybe a potential.
You know, if that could happen too, that gives me peace of mind, cause he knows the government working, he knows what can be done.
We don't have we have a computer and a printer. We don't have a ton of equipment down here
Like
for,
the other day, we couldn't even get on the internet.
but that's probably more of an internet issue.
No, it was our computer issue.
Hardware, yeah.
But what I'm saying is we don't have
A huge drive.
We're not like a big office.
we're not.
Yeah.
I don't know that we have enough,
Well, and even I would even like to get this on YouTube instead of doing it on my software.
Yeah.
I get that complaint, that little
but what.
bar that you can't click on the, man, I get that so
But
much.
let's see, I'm not opposed to getting you some help with IT, but maybe we can see if we can do with that and go a different route with that.
That's fine. I'm just saying we desperately need some support.
Put that on the little forever sticky note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will go on my forever
Yeah,
sticky on my
contact you.
machine.
Cause really the most thing I'm worried immensely about is, as I explained to y'all, that our backup over here, I was told it's never been used in 2 years. That's my main concern. If he could at least come down and get that started, cause you all paid me to order the new terabyte. That's my biggest concern.
Mhm.
Or a point of contact, just so if they do have problems, hey, my internet's not working, yeah.
Yeah, who do we
It's not
talk
like the
to?
external hard drive.
Yeah.
Or just back up to the cloud. Like everything.
Well, the news is financially, we are with the QuickBooks. That's saved, but all the current documents and
I mean,
anything that.
For the hard drive, can you not plug that in and then find it like in your settings as far as what drive it is and then back? like archive?
Schedule too, yeah.
No worries, without an IT person.
Kidding, I could plug- when you plugged in the day,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Could we do that?
yeah.
QuickBooks service on. There.
When you put it on drive, I was gonna say, but you have to be what backed up to it.
right.
All you gotta
Like
do is
archive.
say,
Nice,
it's just a setting, you just say, yep. All my documents too, and it's done.
Yeah,
that's even better, I know that.
Yeah, and it's free, it's part of your package that you're already paying
I
for.
think there's 3 IT guys that got kind of,
I know two that I've seen, I said,
oh, I didn't know, all I know is Chip.
well, there's 2 sound guys, well, anyway.
Yeah.
The other point.
not even visual guys.
Yeah, audio visual guys, what I'm counting.
Okay.
Okay, and then the last thing I have is in the last meeting, we talked about investigating direct billing for running in the water. We have reached out and we have investigated that. I understand there was a prior conversation with Rumpke. But they did say, yes, we could do that. I think, the lady that Michelle and I spoke with said that we could probably do it in August. But my understanding is we may be able to do it prior to that. So, it's a boatload of money, guys. I'm just telling you, we're spending hours and, even with the rate increase and everything, it's still quite a bit of money, each month. And when we get the invoices in, it's just stuff like that to go.
So on that, for a long period of time, I was kind of against the direct billing, but more so, especially since we changed everything this year, I think it's the right thing to do. So I think we just go ahead and pursue getting them to start going direct and getting them out of the jokes on water.
I think with that, maybe the attorneys could work up, kind of ran by Joe the other day, I'm sure there's doing it. If we do that route, we still find a way that's ordinance driven and that we're agreeing that Rumpke will be the only, we still agree each year who the only direct billing person is. That way you don't have 5 different services picking up 5 different days of 5 different garbage trucks in here.
Yeah.
And you have one person that the city could go to and say, hey, you're not fulfilling your contracts here.
Right.
But
And then maybe even talk with Rumpke about, anybody that's within our current jurisdiction has to have the same kind of service that we have today, if we think that's needed.
Cause it'd be a good time, we mentioned kind of about how the statutory law and our ordinance says every 5 years review our ordinances, we have done it in 20 years. They could actually, our waste management ordinance is huge, I don't know, I mean, I think it's like 10 or 20 pages, we don't even follow any of that stuff anymore, it talks about how they pick it up, when they pick it up, we don't do that anymore. Our ordinance for waste management could probably be a page,
Paragraph.
so we get rid of that too. Yeah, paragraph, yeah.
Okay, take 16 pages and put it in one paragraph.
I did ask Michelle to send all of us a copy of the last agreement with Rumpke, because what she's talking about when it could start, that's when me and you talked to Francis, she said it depends on when our contract was up, and I thought it was up this year.
The contract would have one more year.
Does have one more year?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
one more year.
But she did say that maybe she could talk to her higher ups and see if they could,
we're not changing them as the contract, we're just changing the way it's built.
yeah.
So I don't think there should be any problem with that.
She did say, remember, that we might have to go the next time we renew, like Sadyville, and they got certain limits and things, and $25 fee for pre-owned stuff and stuff like that, but.
Well, this gives everybody-
To pursue that.
Just give a heads up, this gives everybody in the city limits the right to refusal for trash pickup.
No,
Yes, it does, unless we write it in the ordinance.
I say we already have it.
We'll have to write it.
So,
Yeah,
Because right now, it's not read that way.
it's gonna be in the ordinance.
Yeah, we'll have to
yeah,
go that route, and we probably need to write the ordinance before we agree upon it. But right now, you have to have trash pickup in the city limits. And that's associated with the water, that's why it was tied together.
Right.
If you don't get trash pickup, you don't get water.
Can we review the ordinance and
Yeah.
have it released before July 1st? Cause I would wanna set July 1st as a target date.
But
You mean I review the ordinance and so forth?
I think some language will have to be changed.
Yeah,
I mean.
if we go direct.
That's plenty of time.
Yeah,
And then, so my goal for you guys would be to talk to them and see about going direct billing with the July
July 1st.
billing.
I think we should make a motion now on that,
Can we?
that we go that route. Is that acceptable?
So you're of an intent.
Of an intent? Yes.
I think we need to look into it a little more, everybody does,
Yeah.
particularly the legal side of it.
Yeah.
But that it's our intent to do that. But I don't want y'all to carve anything in stone.
Right,
yeah. Does that need to be a motion?
An intent,
Yes.
yeah.
Intent to move toward direct billing.
Yeah, so I motion that we set an intent to move towards direct billing with Rumpke to all of our consumers in our city limits
Regarding the ordinance,
regarding the ordinance.
leave it true. I'll make the motion.
You gonna say?
That's it.
All those in favor? That's all I have. All right. ABC ordinance review?
Has anybody had a chance to review it? And do they have opinions or things, changes, suggestions? We'll say that most of those edits were Kevin's language on things that he thought we were missing, so that's not anything that I've cooked up, that's all came from Kevin.
That's the thing that they gave us last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Zach's intent is to get your all feedback and then with your approval to come back at the next meeting with an actual amended ordinance to start the reading and adoption process.
And I say I appreciate that because I went back to the listening meeting and I was just a little bit upset when we were talking about doing the first reading tonight. And the comment was made of, oh, well, you can amend that later, amending later would not only cost the cost of republishing for a new amendment later, but also cost of attorney time, so.
What's ABC paying for?
Doesn't matter, still waste of city money, especially since ABT pointed out we haven't even rightfully done by these people that are paying that fee, whether or not we're charging them right. We shouldn't be wastefully spending the money.
Yeah, just, the whole reason I suggested that is because we were having the hang up with the Patels, and we're requiring them to check boxes that are not in our ordinance, that will be in our ordinance, so that was the whole reason for the expediting, and that was Kevin's request, was to get this done as quickly as possible, so that there are no discrepancies between what we're telling people we need and what's in the law. That's why he wanted it.
So they're gonna be able to open their,
Yeah.
Did they get their license?
But the thing is we were requiring them to have the health inspection, the building inspection, none of that was in our ordinance.
that's right.
But we're telling them, you have to do that, you have to jump through these hoops, so he was like, that has to align, or else we're just making things up, so.
But wouldn't that fall in that their grandfather again until we get it passed?
Well, they have on their own done
Right.
everything that we've asked them,
Right.
so. Even though it wasn't technically in the ordinance.
Right.
So they did get their liquor license, or their,
I
sorry,
have,
their.
I believe that, yes, they have been approved by Kevin. I don't know if they've been approved by the state yet, but
And we're talking, malt beverage.
Right, yeah, I know, that's what I said, I misspoke, and I didn't mean liquor.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to open a little restaurant and all that.
oh, that I don't have an update on yet.
Okay.
The by the drink quota,
Mhm.
I don't have an answer on that yet. I need to, that's one thing.
We're just talking package, malt beverage.
Yeah, just which they have already applied for, and I believe is good to go, so.
Listen, I can't wait for the restaurants.
I was gonna say, I mean, even if they can't sell, if they can't sell by the drink, I'll still burgers.
I don't even care, but I mean, which would be great,
So-
which would be great.
Take your burger without your drink.
I'll take it. I mean, I would like to have the drink with it, but
Understood.
We can use this for the next 2 weeks and then.
I just think that's what he wants to know. Do we need to review it more, or is there anything we want changed in it?
So the main change, the only one that I could envision there being a debate about even is the Sunday sales. And there was an additional time change, which is on New Year's Eve, you can sell till like midnight.
Right.
Other than that, it's like, we have these forms, we've put language in there about the forms. We had a clause in there about if Kevin can't do his responsibilities, then Chief Giles would temporarily do it. Other than that, there's really, it's just
And
a
So
couple.
I was gonna say, and if for some reason we didn't have a chief, it would be on us to appoint.
Yes,
someone.
exactly.
well, it's nice to appoint one, but in the time being,
Right, we would be,
the
yeah,
chief, whoever was there, it's just a safety net,
right.
whether he wants to do it or not.
I think he just got dragged.
One thing I had noticed, the lighting verbiage,
Oh, right.
I don't particularly, the way that I read it, it would even limit like Christmas lights on,
I think that, I'll have to double check with you all, but.
did we pull that?
I think that we had discussed the lighting and I just completely left out that and left what is exactly in our ordinance already
Well-
in terms of lighting. I tried to change as little as possible.
Yeah.
Because- All this stuff has already been established
Okay.
and, there's good reason for a lot of the stuff and, because you don't want people out being
Right.
belligerent in the streets or, there was one other change now that off the top of my head. There were language in our current ordinance that says there will be no advertising for beer sales at government events or on government property. I left the government property, but changed that exemption for at events because we had Country Boy down here. And I was thinking that would prohibit
Mhm.
them from being able to set up and do what they did at the chili cook-off.
And here's some history on that too. About the part about not being on city property. The commission actually passed the thing saying no alcohol at all in the parks. I don't know if it was codified, but they passed it in a meeting, that they didn't want any, because they were talking about, at the time, Duncan was talking about building this huge sign that said all things you could and couldn't do in the park. And they voted on that, so how would you still have it? Not municipality, but how would they come sell their stuff there?
Right, I have not seen
I
that.
don't believe that's in the ordinance.
I don't,
If we tried to find that, we couldn't
It's not
find
in the
it.
It's not an ordinance, it never says an ordinance code, I said they passed it as the commission did. But you missed what I'm saying is, you left the part about the municipality on property, so how would they then still have country boy if you can't?
Like it's superseding it pretty much, right? Like saying that it's not supposed to be on a municipality,
Where's that at?
anywhere
um,
But if we have like an event, like I did, technically the event was still on city
Right.
property, but we were allowed to at that point because it was an
I
event.
guess maybe we could put outside, no advertising on city property except during
Permitted
special
events.
events or something.
Yeah.
Or
Permitted.
voted on or whatever
Yes, or,
by the commission.
okay, so,
Well, I would do that, because we're still saying by law, the alcohol administrator makes that decision, so maybe the permitted events, if he's approved a permitted event, good, but we can't just supersede ABC administrator and say, well, we say you can do it to the state.
We can supersede him.
yeah, he's gonna do
Should we,
whatever.
though?
We
Why in
can.
that position?
He's appointed.
Well, he's the one who has submitted these changes, by the way, so,
But there's two different things. It's the permit for the alcohol and then it's the landowner, which happens to be the city. So they're really two different things. If you're searching for an avenue where the city allows
Yeah,
the alcohol on city property. And so the ABC doesn't have anything to do with the property. The city still needs to consent to alcohol on its property. So
So in other words, just the verbiage needs to change that the can.
when allowed by the municipality. I mean, well, the ordinance may allow a permit for alcohol on municipal property, but you still gotta have the municipality consenting. So, Zach, I guess there needs to be some when allowed by the.
Right.
When allowed by the city.
okay, so some change language around the advertisements to give, yeah, okay.
So I think, but Kevin would probably want, if somebody's applying for a permit for an event on city property, he's gonna say, you need to bring me the consent from, that the city is consented to this.
I just wanted
You
to,
all would, at a city commission meeting, need to approve
Yeah,
alcohol for that specific event.
which is what we did for the,
yeah, that's pretty much what we did, yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that that was,
I like the verbiage in there because it keeps people off in the park drinking at all hours. You know, right?
Correct. You don't.
Yeah.
That's not all.
Yeah, it's not authorized.
okay. I can do that easily. Does anybody else see other changes that,
I had a question on your synopsis, you said section 114.05, insertion of language, changing hours of sale for New Year's. Are you saying you just changed the hour, because it doesn't mention New Year's anywhere in that? You're saying you put it to midnight for that?
it doesn't say in the in the new
Nothing
ordinance
said
that
New Year's
on
on that.
New Year's Eve that you should be able to.
Well, now
set
what
midnight?
you provided us. Nothing says New Year's in there, so that's why I was kind of lost when I read it.
From my,
It's not even what you're striking or you're adding.
Oh, that must be an oversight, because that should. Yeah. That should, yeah, that, I must have just left that out, I guess, I don't know, or maybe, I don't know, I'll have to check, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe just send us an amended one with that.
Okay.
from what Kevin told me on that, that's something that like a bunch of cities do.
Yeah,
It's not nothing Kevin made up.
yeah, none of this stuff is stuff that Kevin came up with off of his
I'm
own.
not saying
Like,
I made
this
it up, just
Well, I'm
saying.
just, I'm giving
This is
back.
all, you know,
I asked the same question.
It's mostly from Danville, Georgetown, and,
Hazard and.
yeah, so,
Cause I asked the same thing, I was like, why would we do it on that particular day? And he's just, cause it's New Year's.
The other one, 114.04. We're talking about the appeal to the commission.
so, okay. Kevin makes a great point here, and what he is trying to prevent is somebody being appointed as ABC officer who can then buddy just tell everybody else, no, I'm not giving you a license. Does that make sense? So we get somebody who comes in, they want to open a store, they're perfectly eligible for a license. Our guy, because he's friends with another owner, says, no, we're not giving you a license. He wanted the ability for that person to then be able to come to the commission and say, this guy's not doing this right. Can you override it? Joe and I talked about this briefly, and Joe said that that's not how this works. Appeals are made to the state board, not to the city commission. So really, I pulled a lot of language out about appealing to the city council, city commission out. And I left one little clause in there about if you think that this is done erroneously or for like, not a good reason, you can appeal it to the city commission. But we could take that out. I'm not married to it.
I like
Kevin's request.
Only reason I like it, except the only thing I don't like about it is the timing of it. Maybe the wording say they may request a hearing for appeal or request to speak on appeal, because it says immediately following the decision, that's the next week. They could be denied yesterday and they come tonight to do it by this. I'd like them to say, hey, I'd like to talk to the commission, and we could schedule that time, we get time to see his documents and talk to the ABC administrator, say, hey, what happened? Instead of them showing up the day of or the night of and saying, oh, talk about this.
Well, we could always table it. Build
Yeah.
up more information.
Then you look like you don't want to talk
I
about
can
it.
put language in there that just says at a meeting, at the next meeting 2 weeks from, or, we can massage that language where it's not at the next meeting, so that you have a day, but,
Or ask for a hearing, that way we could schedule it out, so we give us.
Be making written request.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Within 10 days of the denial of the license.
Okay.
I actually like it being in there,
I do too.
because that way if Chief Giles doesn't like somebody and he's ABC officer, they can appeal it.
Well, and if something became a pattern and they just keep going to state, we're not necessarily gonna know what people complaining to state about. At least we know right now what it is. The other thing, I like what you said, Kevin's worry is, because this has always been a worry with me, and I'm trying to find it somewhere in here.
Go ahead.
That's right.
I was talking about the, special meeting Saturday.
Forgot we had one.
Yeah, I do too, so, thing. Well, you just said, Kevin said about he wants to keep people from thinking it's a buddy system or something like that. When they first passed this ordinance, I did not like, and it's in here, I'll try to find it real quick for you, but I can't find it right now. There's a place that says our administrator can, if they're going to enforce laws and they're appointed agent, they should have a set of laws. So nobody can come in the door and complain, well, so-and-so got to do this, but I didn't. Somewhere here it says the Aqua administrator can make their own decision. Absent whatever the rules are and whatever the laws are, at that point in time, you can make it own. Yeah, I find it, Joe's looking like crazy, but it's in here.
In my opinion, it ought to be, if you meet these criteria, you're entitled to a license. There's, it's not,
I think that's probably in there in case like if something happens, like a store calls and says, hey, I wanna do this. And he calls state and we're not really ordinance bound on what,
Well, I'll give you a perfect example of what just happened. It wasn't in our ordinances, he could deny them for not having those permits, and he did.
well, he didn't have a city business.
No, it was said in the meeting last time, because they didn't have their permits. They told us, we were told we had to have a fire marshal, we had to have this before we could
They
get
didn't
it.
have a city business license.
I don't care what that is, Cody. We
That was
were in
what
the
the
meeting
denial
last time,
was.
and they just said.
That's
what it was.
originally-
And Kevin sat right there and was like, yeah, they didn't have those permits done yet.
Well, that's,
That was admitted in the open
but
public.
I will tell you why it was denied, because they didn't have a city business license. Because I got the phone call.
Well, what we were told then by both parties was it was because they didn't have those others.
From my understanding, they have fulfilled that now. And
Now, when I asked them, they did tell me that they had sent in their request to the state.
and not with Kevin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they went to the state first.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
went to the
and the
state.
state said, go talk to your ABC administrator,
Yeah,
Kevin, and he denied them.
Because
of
they
the
didn't,
business license.
because they didn't have a business.
Here's the thing, we literally did that to the dollar store, and it was only fair that we do it to them. The dollar store was out of compliance and business license, we actually stopped their sale of alcohol because they were not in compliance.
Right.
So it's not fair for the dollar store or any other business that's, you know, that's solely what that was about.
Dollar store pre-existing licensee was not in compliance with what? These were new licensees applying.
Business license,
Okay.
they lapsed on the business license.
So any other changes?
I know that when I talked to Kevin, I really have a thing out for the LED lights in the windows. It just drives me crazy.
It's,
It's.
there's some in Georgetown.
And the bad thing about it is it's associated with open signs and, certain, you can't have like advertising is open for beer, have it like Anheuser-Busch open. I think our ordinance states that, but then it gets into like, you can't have lights. There's certain sizes, and I'm not gonna call out a certain business in this town, but when you drive down the road, they have a 3 foot by 3 foot open sign, and it also displays other things. You know, we have these ordinances in there, but we don't regulate those. The thing about it is, for some odd reason, it's in the ABC ordinance. When I read it, I literally saw that the open signs and stuff like this, to a certain signage, if you're selling alcohol, you have to abide by those rules, and we don't.
They've always had those. Used to be ABC roads, you couldn't have a sign within 500 feet of a property line of a school or church. They've always had sign regulations and now.
There's one particular area that I'm worried about, but that being said, you know, I asked to talk to Kevin, and planning and zoning actually does a lot of signing and stuff like that, and I guess we kind of just said just leave it the way it was.
I don't think I put any new
Yeah.
prohibitions about lighting or signage. I think I just left what was in there.
Or we don't need them, because we adopted the county sign ordinance.
That's the
20
problem.
years ago. I mean, that's the big flag and lights and stuff.
Yeah, but advertising alcohol is different, so but you're right, there's the county zoning sign ordinance. But then also however we address signs in this one.
I don't think it can even be flashing open, is how strictly it's written on the county side.
The main thing I think we were trying to prevent were like the LEDs around the entire window that just glare all night long and look like, I mean, in Georgetown, it looked like police lights. I mean, it's crazy. So, but that was but I don't think we ended up even making any changes on that section. I think it just stayed the same.
The part about the city appeal, can we put it in the section that deals with state appeals? Or it's not really state appeals, it's just appeals. It's kind of weird to have our appeal 5 seconds later and
That's fine. Could you tell me what the section is, that it says appeals?
B 1114.03 B
1.03 B is,
appeals.
okay, and that needs to be moved to where?
No, leave that there, but our appeal.
Oh, okay, I see. We'll get the appeals language and move it into that, okay.
Maybe it's the first step they could appeal us, or, well, actually, no, I guess the state's the first lawful step, but. I wish I could find that language so y'all can hear it.
I think one thing that might help me in the future, once we get everything that we want to change, and I know this is a strike, but is to actually physically have the ordinance the way it's supposed to read. So after we make our appeals, then I guess that's our next step, is to put it in an ordinance, have a first reading, and then let us make sure, because I see the strikes, but then I question myself what the literature is above it or below it, maybe, how something.
That's state law, we have to have those.
What I'm saying is like, I like to be able to read it all.
He just wants it clean.
Yeah,
want
we
it
can get a clean copy. I'll do that. I mean, that'll take 2 minutes.
But that'll be your first, we can do that as a first reading if we
Okay.
get to that point.
The first reading has to have the strikes, doesn't it?
No, I think.
He just wants a copy for no,
Okay.
yeah, that doesn't comply, which is totally fine. I can do that easily.
Because I get confused where this section is actually at sometimes.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'll get you that. I think I owe you the whole document anyway, so I don't think you even had a chance to read it.
I've read it.
Well, you were there at one of the meetings too, so. Is that everything?
We good?
I think there's a lot of good things in this, in my opinion, and I think Kevin's trying to,
I really respect Kevin's help and I really appreciate it. He made this like a pretty easy process. He
Yeah.
had everything drafted up really for me and I just had to format it, so.
there's a lot of valid points, and then there's some things I even questioned him about. And I do see both sides. There's some things I didn't agree with. I understand why they're there. I'm good with corrections and moving forward. I don't know if we need a motion on it or.
No, I mean, with these instructions, you'll just
Yeah.
prepare the actual four
First reading.
reading
Okay.
documents for the next
Well, I
one.
didn't know if we had to say as a commission that we agreed to go forward to a first reading.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So we just need to do a first reading and a second reading? Yeah.
I would like the ABC officer.
I'll get these changes made and, get you all a fresh copy and then we can work towards getting a summary made so that we can have a first reading, as long as there's no other objections.
Yeah, and Joel, this is what Zach just mentioned, as you know, ordinances, because of the way they have to be amended ordinances, could be many pages long. Zach will also prepare a summary.
Yeah.
Which he'll read, and that is what's actually published in the newspaper, even though the ordinance itself may be 15.
I think it's 25, so.
25.
Yeah, so,
It was 32.
You're not gonna read all 15 pages?
yeah, might be here a
Well,
while.
paper.
Read the whole thing.
So I'll do that, yeah, I'll get that, I'll get you a copy, Cody, that has no strikes or whatever. And that's basically it, I think.
So I got a question I gotta ask. Cause it's not my beliefs. But we get elected, we gotta do what people ask us, right? So the question's been given me is, why are we doing a special license for Sunday? Why don't we just let Sunday sales occur? Set a time frame on Sunday, but why are we making people have to pay extra to be on Sunday licensing?
I
I
don't
think that's
know
what
that,
Georgetown does.
oh,
I'm curious if Georgetown does. The
Yeah.
question was me for the citizens. Why are we doing
That was my response, because I had the same thing to Kevin. He said that's what Georgetown does. And that is, Rob may not want to sell on Sundays.
Dale, do you have a copy, or can I see my printed copy? Did we put in there that you have to have a special license? in order
Yeah,
to-
the Sunday license.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought,
I don't understand that at all. I mean, if we're gonna do it, do it. Why do people have to wonder if the city granted a permit for somebody to drink it on Sunday or buying on Sunday?
That's completely up to you guys. I just
I
followed
don't think,
Kevin's.
so we're
suggestion.
making the shop owners
Pay an
buy
extra
a
$100
special.
on top of their
Yeah,
license.
$300 special Sunday sales.
Can we strike,
that's just what Georgetown reads.
Okay.
I think we should strike.
I don't think Kevin came up with this like on his
No.
own. I think he was just
That's what Georgetown
trying to
reads.
follow
I know
best
for a fact.
practices.
Yeah, I've heard, my personal opinion, if we're able to get rid of that, I think we
Okay.
should.
Okay.
I think that they should be able to sell on Sunday,
Yeah, okay.
but I don't think we should charge
I
them.
don't see why.
Well, the ordinance has hours of sale,
I do like the hours.
and we
Because
can
the
say,
person asked me, he's like, well, they should be able to sell the same time during the week. And I said, no, I like this 1 o'clock on. So
Yeah,
for
that's
people that have issues with church, they can get church, get back, they don't have to have that in their mind and.
I mean, I still think they should be able to sell
Things at 1
whatever
o'clock or
it says.
And it starts at 1 until 10.
On Sundays, it may be sold between 1 PM and 10 PM. And it says, and every business selling on Sunday shall procure a Sunday sale license. So I can take that out.
You also have to look at that's a little bit of revenue.
That's
That's,
another point.
yeah,
I mean,
we're struggling anyway.
Yeah, but it's not our revenue.
It,
It's ABC revenue and we're not.
I just don't- I don't,
I think if they pay for a license, they pay for a license. I mean, I think that.
I know, but we've only got
for.
I guess we should double check, I should double check with KSR, make sure there's no requirement that you have a Sunday sale license.
I feel like maybe we
Because that
could
may
give that
be-
just a little.
I don't know.
To the four
I
businesses.
don't know why Georgetown would do
We
it.
do have down
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't,
It may be mandated.
let's see.
that is a good question.
And so, am I understanding this correctly, that if there is no prohibition in KSR from, like, if we can do that, we wanna just say no Sunday sale license, just Sunday sale?
It's just a limited.
Monday,
requirement to
but
have it.
7 days a week, and except for on Sunday, you set the time frame it can be sold on Sunday.
Okay.
Am I for it? No, but I gotta do what I'm done, asked.
That would just be a regular alcohol license at that point.
Yeah.
So should we be like a other city and start taxing alcohol?
What?
Should we be like the other big cities and start taxing alcohol?
On top of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's an option if you do
Like six,
single serve.
be a way to get some more revenue.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. If somebody disagrees with me, just.
I don't disagree. I just know that Kevin told me that Georgetown does that. I never questioned it. I thought maybe it was something.
Same, I mean, I'm not the expert.
Kevin's a big pusher
Yeah.
in revenue
Right.
for the city, and I don't know where those funds go. Y'all may be right, it may only strictly go to ABC, which sounds legitimate, but, at the same time,
Well, but you know, licenses and things to conduct business shouldn't be to where they cause an issue, because we're getting a fee on top of that. I mean, license should be to be able to conduct business. We should never make it that you have to have 40 licenses to do a job. I mean, own a business or have something open for business. And you weren't here, but you all, you probably saw me get upset the other day when, oh, we're gonna have first reading next time, no amendments, and you can bring amendment 5 months from now. This was the whole thing. And this person thought we were just gonna be rushing things through like we did with that thing was passed in December last year. Because they were like, well, you weren't even here, cause I want to be able to buy liquor on Sunday, and I don't want my guys say you can't do it because you can't afford $100 or whatever dollars for the fee, you know, like. I know it's 300, that's great. I mean,
I think he just absorbed it. There may be a mandate in there though.
if we don't talk, I can send them that section about the administrator, right? I can just cut and paste it out of the. I really want y'all to read that language, because it scares me. We all know Kevin, but who knows down the road, especially since Kevin's already said his worry is somebody will think a good old boy buddy system. It's really scary to know that we in ordinance say the administrator, absent whatever he's required, and we've set aside his commission, can make his own decision based on nothing. That's the way it's worded. I'll find it and send it to y'all, because
I need to see that
Send it
language,
to
because,
Zach.
yeah, what I understood was that we're deferring everything to Kevin that's ABC related, because that's what you want, right? Like, so we would never say like you can just make things up as you go or not follow the ordinance or, I mean, everything, I'm sure that in there it says the ABC administrator has to follow the ordinance.
I bet it don't.
You all understand that if he sends it to you, you're not gonna
talk about it.
engage in.
BCC everybody and nobody can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, yeah, if you do find that, they'll send it over so I can either eliminate it or tweak it to where it says they can do whatever they can within
Then
the
give
bounds of
carte
the
blanche
law.
to do what he wants to, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, that's probably the way it was meant to be read anyway.
right.
We ready to move on?
I am. I think that's a good thing.
All right. Next is ethics member opening.
Anybody reach out to that woman on the,
No, we couldn't find it.
I sent it to her though.
Okay.
I have not.
Yeah, I was out of town and I saw that, it was sent, but She gave a phone number and everything. We probably just need to reach out and contact her. I would put that on a sticky note
For everyone.
for everyone.
The forever sticky.
So if somebody on this commission will please reach out to her.
She sent it on Messenger.
She sent it on messages. Well, no, it's not, she sent it on
The
the
Facebook,
Facebook web
the city page.
city page and it shows messages on there.
Okay.
Dale can probably pull it up really quick and say her name. He reached out.
What page was it on?
It's on the Facebook page, city
Facebook.
messages. Be honest with you, I'm a little scared that nobody's responded back to her. She may not.
Well, and be honest with you, that needs to be on the punch list. I'm supposed to put something on the webpage twice
I
now.
put it on my bunch list.
Do you see it on there though? Messages.
Yeah. I know, yeah. Miss Hundley,
Miss Huntley.
Oh, Carolyn.
yeah.
She's interested in that. She thinks.
And she lives in town, which I like, right? She lives in town. No, she's out of town.
But you don't have to live in town.
No, you don't.
She'd be perfect.
Okay, well, I don't get on our Facebook messages,
If somebody reach out to her,
Yeah, I think I said I would do it last time and.
did you do it this time?
So is this punch list getting emailed to us?
Yes.
Remind me to call Carolyn.
and have her come to the next meeting and maybe Joe could prepare a swearing in if we all accept her as, so she can get on the
Ethics.
ethics.
So Ken, you're gonna reach out to
I
her.
will
You
reach
still
out.
want me to put it on this?
It's on,
Oh.
you want me to put it on there, they keep doing it.
it's on.
But that still leaves one opening on there, right? On the ethics. And then
I think I wrote the same as that.
we have an opening for CLA too, right?
Oh, it doesn't be any good if you write it up
And
there.
then we also have on here BOA members to pay.
Yeah, Michelle had a question about that. She was questioning, how you all wanted her to pay them. Did you want her to pay both of them? How did you want her to?
Didn't we bring this up the last
It
time?
was, it was.
Rated or not.
They didn't solve it.
Yeah,
No,
It's on.
it was on the punch list.
So do we have,
We had two that served like halfway, right?
yeah, like neither one of them served full year.
did either one of them actually attend the meeting?
Yeah, true. Did they do service?
You know, I mean, that, now, if they both each attended meeting, then, okay, let's,
I think Tanya did. The recent one for Mulberry Street. And I don't know about training. I honestly don't know what she goes to so many of them.
yeah. But I mean, if you actually attended a meeting, then that,
It doesn't state that in our ordinance.
No, it
Yeah, it is what it is.
the choices are to pay them both $100 or pay one $100 and the other nothing, or split it between the two of them.
Exactly.
And I don't know the correct answer, but those.
I would feel better about paying both of them $100 and then maybe making it more clear in our ordinance.
Going forward, I will say when those chairs drop off, they may get put in position in May or August.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's something that, you know, just because she got appointed in August, she still got paid that $100.
yeah.
Even though she only did 3 months, it was, you know, there was an open position. So I see both sides.
Yeah.
I know, it's just the ordinance doesn't tell us what
Yeah.
Yeah.
what to do. I think it just says,
Pay $100 a year.
Wanna vote on it?
so.
A year. Hey,
I
it's,
don't
we're
remember.
not talking,
I'm pretty sure we voted last time to pay him the $100.
Did we?
No, you didn't.
We talked about it.
Yeah, I'm saying we talked about it, and it was never decided to do.
If it was last time, it'd be in the minutes, Joe.
That's right.
It wasn't voted.
Okay.
How would you make a motion to do something?
I'll motion to pay the two Board of Adjustment members $100
A piece,
apiece.
that's your motion,
That's my motion.
final motion.
That's my final motion.
I'll second it.
Okay.
All those in favor?
I do refuse.
If I may, so I can't find the other paragraph I'm looking at, but this is kind of along the same vein. Talking about when they issue, it's in the form of application, what we ask of every applicant, that should be the same no matter what. What I ask for Joe Blow's Liquor Store and Minnie's Bar, should be the same application things, except it says at the bottom, therefore, in addition to the information contained in the application, what we've said as a commission, we want them to ask every applicant. The city agency administrator may require such other information. Administrator may, in his or her discretion, deem desirable, reasonable, or appropriate to the consideration of the applicant. Well, it's our job to put in the application what's appropriate. That just leaves way for somebody to say, well, you know, I applied for it, but this guy's the cousin of this guy, so he made me submit extra things. I don't think he should be able to,
Can I see the other hard copy? I think this may be language that was just already in there. But I don't know.
oh, it's in there, that's the original.
Yeah, what's the, oh, that is the original.
Yeah,
So yeah, this is not something I put in there.
no, this is something and that's why I was saying, can we talk about this, about things also take out? It just worries me that at any time, some city administrator can say, well, you know what? I took 10 requirements of this guy, but I'm gonna make this guy give me 15 things. That's not right.
So maybe he can clean that up too,
Okay.
then.
What section?
Well, this one is in 1404 B,
1404B,
sorry, yeah, B3,
B3, what's that section called? 114. Oh, 4.
application and maintenance of license.
Okay.
I just don't think that'd be like Chief saying, you know what? I need more than your license and registration. I need to know last time you changed your oil. I mean, that's ridiculous. What's good for one should be the same for the other. And that's not from this this current stuff. I didn't like that when they passed that in 2020. Kind of scared me. Sorry,
Yeah,
I said
I can take that out if y'all think that that's reasonable.
Yeah, I do.
I'm trying to understand the intent behind it. though.
Well, I think
I think
just
it just sounds,
giving him latitude to be like, oh, there's a new store coming in that doesn't have a health
Well,
inspection and we don't
That's
require
kind of
that.
what I was thinking though, so like, let's say a liquor store doesn't have food, but then yet a restaurant does, is that kind of like litigation where he has the right to say, well, you need to get your health inspection done, even though you're serving food here, even though the liquor store is not serving food? You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In my mind,
Because you have different classes
Different
of
classes,
businesses, you know, if you have gas station,
I understand what you're saying,
grocery store.
that's kind of like where my mind went.
And my mind went there too, until I heard them talk, and Kevin agreed that that was one of the things that got denied for health inspection. Health inspection is already in our current ordinance. But he said, hey,
But they didn't have it. So that was appropriate to do that.
yeah,
Well, they didn't,
Even though it's
I will
in our
publicly
current
say
ordinance.
they did not do.
So in the
the consternation of the complaint did say we.
I don't know what they're talking about.
that's not where my head would have went on what I read, what he read on that one though. I kind of agree with what he's saying on what he read on that one.
I'm trying to figure out the background of it.
Yeah.
It was put in there, and Joe probably put it in there.
No, we,
The ABC, this was
Yeah.
5 or 6 years
Yeah.
ago, whenever the
Yeah.
county went wet. ABC just
Adopt
provided us with the sort of form.
and adopted it.
it was a template kind of.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to, like, that's kind of like when I get talking about, like, I'd like to see the whole thing. What above is stated,
Yeah,
you know, is it stated?
because that language only applies to that section.
You're right.
So it's not like he has full authority to make.
Maybe it was just kind of left open to.
Yeah.
For everybody to kind of create their own forms and.
Could have been, yeah.
I'm not saying that you're wrong or right, or what, I understand what you're
Yeah, I
saying,
see what you're saying too.
but I'm trying to figure out like why it was put in there,
The intention.
the intentions of it.
I can take it out. It's not a problem at all. It'll be quick. Just to say.
Just hit back, delete.
They take it straight.
Mhm.
I'm smiling.
Or just to reword it, you know? just,
Within, maybe make it say within the guidelines of
Yeah,
ADC or, you know,
Well, but it needs to be our guidelines.
that's what I'm saying,
We said already,
ADC.
And it's all outlined above, the exact.
Right,
What
that's
you have
the
to
thing.
do. So why does it then say, on top of things we say you have to have, he can then make up what he wants?
Well,
I mean,
that's what it's for, is to say, if there are any that we have missed that you
I think
really
that's all.
want, you don't need a new ordinance, he can just deny it.
Right.
But what Kevin has told me is that I don't think he even wants that
He
authority.
doesn't want the visibility.
Yeah, right, he wants it to be, you know,
Yeah, commission.
black and white, I make the rules based on what it says.
What we'll do as requested.
Okay.
right.
I'll try and get this all done this weekend, and that way y'all have plenty of time for next meeting to
Review it.
I think that one announcement.
Oh, announcements.
All the credit cards are in. Everybody has their new credit card except for Kevin, and I have the old cards. We've asked them to make one charge on their new card to make sure that it's working and everything is okay before we cancel these. But we lost them in the safe, so we have the old ones.
So does Kevin not have his because he hasn't come to get it, or?
He hasn't come to get it.
Okay, but it's in.
It is here, it's in the safe.
It's okay for her to shred those over, right?
Yeah. Well, let's make sure the new ones work.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure the new ones work, because
Kevin
sometimes,
knows that his new one's in.
yes, we have contacted everybody, and Bob and John, have picked those up, and they've given me their, so we're good to go.
All right. That's all. All right. Your motion to adjourn?
I motion we adjourn.
Second? All those in favor?
Be okay.
I'm doing the easy stuff.
I got it.